I want to ask you about 5 aldermen. You probably read this in the newspaper from Milwaukee. Say Milwaukee will not pay a dime for repairs to the stadium. I know part of your job as governor is to build coalitions, and you're working with legislators in different parts of the state. Is it helpful when leaders in Milwaukee say we won't pay a dime when you're trying to convince legislators in Bayfield and Eau Claire that this is a statewide issue?
Well, that's a great question, but I do understand those 5 individuals. They went into this conversation hoping that they would get more money, and they got more money, but they also got some very important things shoved down their throat that they had to say, okay, in order to get the resources we need, we have to go along with the deal that was made. And so I can understand why they did what they did, but I also believe at the end of the day we will get this solved.
Governor Evers, I know you pay attention to it, and certainly it's a thing here in the state of Wisconsin, but it's not quite as big a thing as it is in the state of Illinois and in other states in our nation. Sports gambling, it's a thing with the Oneida Nation tribes. It's a thing with Forest County Potawatomi. Other than that, it's not really a thing in the state of Wisconsin, but it's working well in Illinois for all of their flaws. They've also reported over $100 million in taxable revenue in 2022. I just don't see any new legislation. I don't see any new movement toward legalizing sports gambling in the state of Wisconsin. Should this be brought back front and center as a way to be a revenue generator for the state?
It could be, but the bottom line is that tribal nations in Wisconsin are responsible for gambling, and there's nothing new about that. And we work every day, frankly, to work with, those are the 2 or 3 tribal nations that have jumped out in front. The rest we're negotiating with, and so I fully expect that most tribal nations will have gambling in the next couple, or sports gambling in the next couple of years. So it's not a lack of interest. It's not a lack of things going on. I know Crew de Rey and Lactus Lambo and others have already made a request, and we're negotiating that with them as we speak.
Training camp for your Green Bay Packers is coming up here in about a week. Packers quarterback Jordan Love, Mr. Governor, are you more excited or are you more nervous about Jordan Love?
Well, I'm not nervous at all. I'm excited. I think he's going to do a great job. I'm kind of glad, I'm not saying I'm glad that former quarterback is gone, but there's just too much drama there. So the drama is now gone, and we have a good quarterback that's been waiting in the wings. I'm excited. I think it's going to be a good year.
Do you have your number 10 jersey? We could probably get one shipped to you.
That's right. Not yet, but let's let him get his thing going and working with the team. I'm just looking forward to it. The last couple of years it was just too complex, and let's get back to playing football, and Jordan Love will do a good job.
Well, John and I want to invite you here to play pickleball. We have beautiful pickleball courts at our new studios in the Avenue, the 3rd Street Market Hall. Governor Evers, we'll get you in. We'll have a nice time. We'll play some pickleball, and I'll ice my knees afterwards.
Okay, me too. Yes, I'd love to do it. It's a great sport. Unfortunately, I haven't had much time to do it lately, but I know my wife is still active, and every once in a while she'll get me out on the driveway of the executive residence and beat the living daylights out of me. Usually I'll get 1 or 2 points, and she'll just look at me and say, "What's up with you?"
Bring Kathy with. We'll buy you lunch. We'll reserve the courts. Bring Kathy.
I will do that. That would make it more fair, that's for sure.
He is Wisconsin Governor Tony Evers. Mr. Governor, thank you so much for spending some time with us. We appreciate it.